So those are the U30s. They're pretty fair runners. See, I got a lighting module going out. You know, it seems that if you don't run your stuff, you think it's doing it good, and in this man's opinion, it's doing it harm, because these capacitors are the main, as I see it, are the main issue. And when I used to work in concert with DCS research, I remember that topic of conversation coming up quite often. So run your stuff. You think you're bothered by chronometers and adding time and so on, but really, again, and opinions are many, but if you leave them sit, these types of things happen, and it's not good, and it gets real expensive. So keep them going, keep them active, run them. You got them to run them. And the alternative is not a pleasant one. Must be true. I've said it for what, 15 years. Getting any part at all is next to impossible. And you're talking to somebody that, look, I don't care. I mean, just whatever is going to happen is going to happen. I'll save it for a dummy or something. But no more of that for me. And with that, nothing much has changed. I got this 6-pack of Southerns out again. These tunnels. I like to run those. These are becoming my favorites when I ever get to run anything. These Grand Trunk 40s. And I think I got an EMD on his back. And the other problem with time, and I don't think it matters in this example, couplers are snapping off. The zinc magnet, or maggot, I guess I should say, is hard at it, and the maggot eats the metal. The metal is coming apart. It's warping. The frames are warping, and this is a strictly humidity controlled environment with a constant temperature. It's not in a basement. And you know, to think that would happen, that's very disturbing. So finding out lots of things. A lot of the big articulateds, the frames are warped. Castings, detail parts are warping. Turn that off. And that doesn't do anybody any good. So, you know, it's kind of disheartening. Trains been around for a long time. Lionel trains, for example. The old Zamac casts. I got a couple of Hudsons, 700E Hudsons, and they're deteriorating. But come on. I mean, geez, that's 75 years old. So, plus. And in that example, this shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. And, you know, things do happen. Life happens. But, you know, the difference here being, again, the broken record, Tommy Z, getting help or assistance. You can't. You just can't. And you're seeing more and more hobby shops succumb and become casualties, as was I in that setting. Here we go with opinion again. And it's just a no-win. I don't know why that has to be, but I'm burned out with it, and I don't want any part of it. But I have what I have, and enjoy what I have, and hope you enjoyed this. So maybe sometime, someday, something will change. And you know, I was out in the Northeast and went to Niagara Hobby and Craft, which is supposed to be, they advertise this, the largest hobby shop in the United States. And it was very interesting. And what they said with some sense of finality here, not to ramble all night, is that, listen, we don't do business with these types of people. Nobody dictates parameters to us, nor tells us what we will and won't do. We don't work in that setting. We don't. Just like it. That's not how it is. And in any business, that's the case. And with MTH Trains, here we go. Here's another example, and you'll see it in your local setting as well. Just call and get a coupler. No, you're not going to get it. And you know, I mean, it isn't worth it. It isn't worth it. Hell's bells, you're better off buying another car with a die-cast truck and get a knuckle that way. And you know, if you don't believe me, look at here are some of them right here, and those knuckles have snapped right off. And that's not because of long trains. It shouldn't happen, Why do you go for years and years and years and then have these sorts of things happen? And examples are many. So put up or shut up. There's the proof. And with me, look, it just has to work. So when it doesn't, okay. But you know, the difference here is that you can't get the help to remedy the hurt for a need of a silly part for a train. It's ridiculous. So, and all this time, things seem to be getting worse and not better. And the difference here again is I want to be wrong and want to make things better. But you know, I can't wave my magic wand any more than a lot of you can. And there's certainly a lot of text relegated to this topic, becoming more and more commonplace, even here on in the YouTube venue, to you know, and with discussing, for lack of a better word, these types of issues. And it just shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. I should be able to go and order a silly part and get on with my life here, you know. And that's not the case. So that destroys a lot of the fun. Do you notice a different lighting effect? I've installed some LED cans here, and hang on a second. You probably can't see this effect too well, but these LEDs will dim right down, and I don't know how low this camera is going to squint. But they're pretty nice. Incandescents seem to be going by the wayside. Being fair, they are expensive. Sorry, I'm an old man. This camera's got a wiggle. I have to click stabilize or something. And it isn't easy holding this thing for very long. But it all you know, makes little differences that are quite noticeable. And in that example, I guess mainly aesthetics and the way things look. The colors seem to be more vivid in the different consists and colors of those various consists, and that's pretty cool. That's my aircraft band radio. Now I have I'm blowing up power supplies. These 4000s are falling like flies, and I'm making some homemade supplies. Scott and I. See if I can get a picture of them. There they are. And along with that, my own power and amp meters. Hang on. There. So if I can get back in this, I'll have what, 9 pair of these on my wall here. And these tap right directly off these piles. And that's about 28, 29 amp, maybe pushing 30 that I'll get with these power supplies. I can't even remember where I got them. But these things, oh man. What? A platform, what, nearing 20 years old? Designed obsolescence, proto sound. Hell, you can't give away proto sound. And yet that's still all that's available. Now there are underwriter laboratory politics in play here, getting anything certified, so to speak, or getting that UL laboratory blessing. I imagine it's quite hard, to be fair. But heck, about 8 amps, these things fall flat on their faces. They're good for nothing. These are what you want. I've said this before. Bricks. Got a lot of bricks. Blowing up bricks here all over the place. TIUs and putting in 30 amp wedges. I love it. You know, I've tried to melt one of these damn things lots of times, and I can't seem to be able to do that. And with drop star and grid wiring and the different methodologies that I've spoken in the aforementioned videos, again, it's never an exact science. So it's kind of a mess up here, but there's a Z-Man update. So there she lies. So I'm sad to see those U50s. Those were one of my favorite groups go down. But again, keep them running. Keep them running. Lots of times I'll get an engine down from a shelf and start to light them up and run them. And often as not, I'll have to take a hairdryer to get those caps to turn back to liquid again, if you will, so they'll work. And you know, DCS is finicky within itself. I like to think of DCS as packets. The packets are information, and when you push a button, you'll send a certain number of suitcases, if you will, or packets, to that individual engine or that group of engines, and sometimes those packets won't get there because of the imperfections of balance, I guess, with track signal, for lack of a better word. So, you know, if you press a horn, that, for example, could be 6 packets of information trying to go to that particular engine or group of engines. When you edit or have a whole group shouting, sometimes no, but you know, batteries and capacitors and all these little annoyances, I guess, for lack of a better word, are kind of compile themselves into despair. And with me, that's a tall word. So TMCC, I feel sorry for so many people. You know, laying chicken wire and catenary lines and trying to do anything you're never going to win with a radio-based signal. Not in like a multiplex / complex environment like maybe this one, where trains run atop and parallel and go underneath others and so on and so forth. But DCS again is about the only choice that I see happening. So I'm going to try and get some of these engines out of the yard here, up and going again, and see if I can smile at the end of the tunnel. I just, you know, I mean, at least I can get batteries. The sons of bitches, I won't have to beg them for that. But you know, the boards, gotcha. What are you going to do? They got me right by the purse strings, or the short hairs, if you will, and that's not good. No one should have that happen. So getting these all up and going again. You know, I'll see what I can do. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'll make some other movies. But I love those Jeeps. This isn't exactly inspiring, what's happened here in this little session. Gee, you know, you shut off something that's fine and turn on something that's all smoked. Come on, how'd that happen? And then you try to get parts, and I'm the villain. There again, how'd that happen? I'm ranting. I won't rant. I'm all done. Thank you, and look forward to any comment and thumb me down. I don't give a crap. And why anyone thumbs down a lot of our videos on here in our community is something that I'll understand. So give me a dislike or whatever the hell it is, and go on and be as poopy as you want. I get probably more comments toward the opposite end of things. And if you like me, fine. If you don't, listen, I'm fact-based here, you know. I don't care. I'm here to appease nobody and have allegiance to no one. I can't stand whine asses and won't tolerate kiss asses. So I love my trains, same as all of you guys, and love to keep them up and going. And wish I could do that without any strings. Oh boy, take me to that world. I just watched A Wonderful Life. I'm kind of inspired. All right. Merry Christmas a little late and Happy New Year to everyone. Take good care. I'll get to John with you guys maybe in the comment section. Okay, I'm Tommy Z.